Maybe turning on my headset works. Maybe turning on my... Does. Brilliant. Alright. Just waiting a few minutes before we get started. Anyway, we're back with some Tier 2 Broke Boys action for the Austrian Grand Prix tonight at the Red Bull Ring. Round 8. 8? 8 of the season, yeah. So 5 races to go, including this one. And the championship could not be closer. But the top 3 separated by just 6 points, with Sean leading the way with 94 points. Got Tent Cannon in second place after winning the previous round at Las Vegas last week. She's on 89 points. And then in P3 we've got Jesus on 88. Very consistent in scoring points. So, in a moment we'll find out the winner of those 3 tonight in the championship. Wardy once again not racing, so his chances are pretty much gone. We've got a good fight on our hands. The constructors as well, with Sauber taking home a 1-2 last week, maximum points, and taking the championship lead in the constructors. As a result, just 4 points separating them, with Ferrari. Mercedes is 20 points back. Pulling quite an easy circuit on this game as well, but the tricky part is gonna be the track limits. Can basically get them at every single corner, but especially the last 2 corners are very easy to just run that little bit too wide and get yourself a warning. And you've got to navigate those corners 36 times during the race and a few times during qualifying as well. So it's going to be interesting to see who of these drivers is going to finish the race without a penalty, rather than who is going to finish with a penalty. And it's definitely going to be important. Just keep your car within the white lines. About to start off qualifying in 3 seconds time. And here we are then. It doesn't appear to be raining, but it is quite overcast. There be rain on the way? That's going to be the question. Dynamic weather, of course, so anything is possible. And now we're gonna go. Timer says 0, 0, 0. And now it's a minute again. There we go. 18 drivers tonight. Not a full grid, but still very good, of course. "19 drivers now, so getting closer, getting closer." Let's see who is going to be the first one out on track. Got a few new names on the grid. Gotta win the V-Carb. And RS rating in the Haas. I think that's about it. The other Haas of Reese is the first one out on track. Oh yeah, they are making their debut as well tonight in Tier 2, I believe. And going out early. The earliest of anyone. On their out lap, and this is where it starts to get tricky with the track limits. You can run a bit too wide in this corner because it's got a fast kink to the right, and then of course the final two corners, very easy to run wide there. And he's gonna start his first flying lap of the day. The turn 1, very awkward with the curb on the inside and on the outside. Then onto one of 3 DRS straights. 3 right after each other. Now into the turn 3 hairpin, where you're probably going to see most of the overtaking. And then onto another straight with overtaking opportunities. And then down into turn 4. And we get into a bit more technical part of the track. These two left-handers really need the downforce through there. Now into the final 2 corners. Playing it nice and safe with the track limits. And across the line for a 104.587. That's going to be the first time on the board. Let's find out who can beat it. Alpha High Wall goes quickest by only a few hundreds, 17 thousandths of a second. Jens in the Williams up into P3 ahead of Exotic. And Haza, who's gone 5th on the mediums though. So just a banker lap. We look at the Alpine of Hyundai Sundi up into P6. 107 though, so not really representative lap times. Skoker then in the Ferrari. The only Ferrari out on track so far. That's not great news for them in the fight for the Constructors' Championship. As Tolu goes to the top with a 104.4. Bit over a tenth quicker than Alpha High Wall. So Tolu almost spinning out into turn 1 straight after. The Aston Martin of Lofty Pickle passed. Gold Samurai in his new McLaren seat goes up at a B5. Finally got that full-time seat after reserving for Williams a few times. I think it was in the McLaren last week as well. He will be there until the end of the season, hopefully, or pretty sure it's going to be his final race with McLaren. Yeah, this Unison will be taking over his seat after this race, so got the seat for 1 or 2 races, then is out again P2 in the championship at the moment. 10th Cannon is on her first flying lap as well. See if she can continue her form. P2 in Barcelona 2 weeks ago. The win last week in Las Vegas. Was absolutely on fire in the championship. Let's see what she can do on this first lap. Anywhere near the top 3. P6 with a 104.7. Frustrating in the Haas. Debutant tonight. And up to be 9. Still in the 105s though. There we look at Sean, our championship leader. Going into this round. Let's see if it's going to be the same going out of this round. Well, looks to be the case as he goes to the top. With a 104.3. And over almost a tenth quicker than the rest of them, total in P2. Dimniak has invalidated somewhere on this track. Very easy to do, and will be starting another lap, I believe, or did he just invalidate that one as well? I think he might have. Exotic trying to improve, but couldn't quite find the time in sector 1 just yet. 73 thousandths of a second off his current lap time, which has put him in P12. Then finds loads of time in the second sector, 4 tenths. He had a moment on his first lap. Half spinning in turns 3 and 4, and now he definitely made up for that time. Will be going into the 104s. He just nails these final 2 corners across the line, and into the 104s he goes. 0.8, putting him inside the top 10, and P9 for the time being. And it's gonna be very close. It's already very close between basically everyone, but it's the shortest track on the calendar. That's what you're gonna get. Jesus on his flying lap as well. 10 minutes remain in the session. Ooh, that's a bit of a moment. Through turn 6. Slight snap of oversteer mid corner. Get nice and tight through the final couple of corners, not taking any big risks. And a 0.94. 0.9 is going to be his lap time, only good enough for P12 at the moment. So not an ideal first lap for one of the championship contenders. And that is also not ideal if your name is Exotic, as he has spun it at the penultimate corner to go through the grass to go into the pit lane. I think he had front wing damage as well on his in lap as well, so that's interesting to say the least. Josh Washman down in P16. Surely you can find some time. Running a bit wide into the gravel as well, but 4 tenths up at the moment. Oh, a big slide, big moment, and invalid. And that's a lap abandoned and straight into the pit lane. Could not find the grip. the meantime, Lofty Puckle has put himself inside the top 3. The gaps the entire grid within 1 second, no, almost within 1 second, but around 1 second, as Josh Washburn. You can surely improve, so can we get the entire grid within a second? That would be absolutely incredible. Zimniak, the only driver yet without a lap time. Let's see what they can do. The top 3 covered within 1/10 of a second. So close, as it usually is. Final corner, and this time no invalidation for Zimniak, and across the line into the top 8 with a 104.6. Making Josh Boschman the slowest car on track at the moment, down in P19. Over a second off our straighting in the Haas. Is he on a lap? I think he is. Can he find some time? He can, up to the line. P15, the entire top 15 is within half a second. It's so incredibly close. His time in P15 is only 18 thousandths of Yundi Sundi's time in P12. That's unbelievable stuff. 5-6 minutes remain on the clock. Sean is on a lap as well. He's about to start his lap, or just finish the lap. Well, he's got no ERS left and couldn't find an improvement. Probably be pulling into the pit lane at the end of this lap. Now we take a look at Josh Boschman. Can he find some time and keep it within the white lines as well? Oh, no, he can't on this occasion. 7/10 off in sector 1. Must have had a moment going into turn 1. At this rate, the race is just going to be one DRS train till the end, with everyone being so close to each other. And Sean gonna start another lap. He's got Reese right behind him. Might have a bit of a toe of the Red Bull ahead. Josh Boschman has left the session for some reason. No improvement so far for Sean. And he backs off, letting Reese pass. Reese has got some 2 incredible slipstreams on this lap, so if he doesn't improve now, it's all on himself. 7 thousandths of a second behind this time, so not improving at the moment, despite those slipstreams he got. Maybe find some time in the final sector, looking pretty clean, bit wide though and invalid. And that's one way to ruin your lap, unfortunately. Tent Cannon at the moment in P11, but would like to change that. But not on this lap. 2 tenths down in sector 1. Asa across the line into the top 6, 3 thousandths of a second behind Alpha High Wall. Just under 3 minutes remaining. And who is about to start a lap? 30 on an out lap. Also quite a few drivers still in pit lane, waiting as long as possible to go out. I think Exotic is now about to start his probably final flying lap. Gets a little bit of a slipstream from our straighting, and that's 1/10 improvement so far. And that 1/10 could gain him quite a few positions, possibly into the top 10. Not improving through the second sector. Off 10th down and backing off. Sure what this is gonna be, but I don't think he's gonna be able to do another lap. Just does not have the battery for it. 1 minute 27 on the clock. He could do one more recharge lap. But, not sure if he's got the fuel for it. Purple first sector for Jens at the moment. Josh Boschman has retired from the session, unfortunately. Will be starting from P20. Gold Samurai has invalidated, will not be improving, was up by 1/10, would have been enough for pole position. In the meantime, Alpha Wall has gone up to the front row. Now the entire top 4 is within 1/10 of each other, and Lofty Pickle is up by over 1/10 of a second. So he could get himself inside that top 4 if he manages to improve on the rest of this lap as well. Now we're straightening up into P14, 10th Cannon into the pit lane. She won't be starting any higher than P12. That's going to be crucial in the championship. We've got yellow flags throughout. Exotic has crashed once again. Asa starts another lap with only a few hundredths of a second. The Skulker there has been given a 5-place grip penalty for, or Exotic has been given a 5-place grip penalty for a collision with Skulker there. So he must have rejoined unsafely or something, not sure what's going on there. Tolu is improving as well. Half a 10th up, Yundi soon is up into P2, 65 thousandths behind Sean. 1,000 ahead of Alpha Eyeball, it's so incredibly close. Sean is not improving, he has invalidated. Can Tolu snatch pole position in these final moments of qualifying? He can't, 45 thousandths of a second. It's not good enough for pole position, and Sean, I think he has got it. Not sure if anyone is out there on an improvement. Jens is going into the pit lane. Haza's only 300ths of a second up on his time, and he has backed off as well. So championship leader Sean is on pole position by the slimmest of margins, 45 thousandths to Tolu. Then Yuni Sundi in P3, 65 thousandths of a second. Alpha Eyeball, 66 thousandths of a second. And Gold Samurai, 88 thousandths of a second. The top 5 within under 1/10 of a second. Incredible scenes. And basically the entire top 16 under half a second. Very, very close stuff. Here we got the final result. Lofty Pickle in P6. Ahead of Alexis Beast, Hasa, Reese and Jesus, the final one inside the top 10. Jens in P11, Zimniak in 12th, 10th Cannon down in P13 ahead of Skulker, who had a collision with Exotic on that final lap. Now we're starting in P15, Exotic in P16 with the 5-place grip penalty. We will be starting from last. Kado Chetty and Josh Boschman rounding out the grid. in 3 minutes we will be starting this race. The sun is out, clear skies, and rain doesn't seem to be anywhere close. Gonna be a nice race once more. Jens could have had that pole position, but unfortunately had a moment on his lap. I believe he went purple, because we saw he went purple in sector 1. And he said he went faster than sector 2 as well. Then turn 7, I think that is. It's where he had a moment and unfortunately could not improve. The pace is certainly there. Well, nobody should ready up in this time before 8:30 UK time, but it's always a big risk. I think we should be fine this time though. (9:30 local time) should be getting this race underway. Within 30 seconds or so. Gonna find out who's gonna be the king of the Red Bull Ring. Could it be Red Bull with Sean on pole position? Anyone else challenge him for the win? There we go then. Five red lights. And they're out, and we are on the way. It looks to be a good start from Sean ahead of Toto, who immediately slots in behind, and the other Alpine of Unistundi and P3 up the inside of his teammate has to cut the track to try and avoid. Alpha Wall remains in P4, Gold Samurai P5. The entire top 5 has stayed the same, I think. Lofty Pickle as well, still in P6. Everyone has got through the first turn without any major issues. Bit of a cent and a half in the rear of the field. So Skoker got caught up a bit, I think, lost a few positions. He's on the hards as well. Let's take a look at the tires. Actually, the majority of the field on mediums. Bit of a collision, and that's the 10th cannon has gone into the back of one of the Mercedes, I think it is. And I hope she doesn't have damage, because that could certainly hurt her chances in the championship. Down in P17 at the moment. Not a great start it has been. Just Bushman closing the field in P19. No one entering the pit lane. That's good news. On to lap 2 then. Sean leading the way. 6 tenths clear of Toto, but DRS will be enabled Right now Lofty Pickle already having a look on the inside of Gold Samurai. And it's just going to be one big DRS train. But these 3 consecutive DRS straights. Gold Samurai having a look around the outside of Alpha Wall. A bit of contact between the two, but he's got the job done. Although Alpha Wall with a switchback. Now on the inside there's more contact between the two of them. And we've now got Lofty Pickle on the outside trying to take a position away. Later on the brakes, around the outside and up into P5. And Alpha Wall losing 2 positions in the process. Will make it 3 because Alexis Beast up the inside now. But has to back out and remain in P7 at the moment. Haza in P9, barely within 1 second margin. But at the moment we've got the entire top 14 within DRS range, and it's a big gap to this group behind. With our Strating and Skoker, 2 of them on the hards. And 10th Cannon in that group as well. This is the group you don't want to be in. Oh, almost into the back of Skoker there. Yellow flags are out and Josh Boschman has spun it. Coming out of turn 1, making his day go from bad to worse. In the meantime, Unisundi has been overtaken by Gold Samurai. Unisundi 1 of 3 on the hards. Gets back ahead of Lofty Pickle and Gold Samurai. Almost 3 wide contact between the two, and Lofty Pickle losing a lot of speed. Now has got Alexis Beast on the inside into turn 7 or 6. Still going side by side into the next. Ooh, left-hander. Very close to contact, but Lofty Pickle stays ahead. And it's already created a gap to the top 2. Gold Samurai 1.3 behind. Going off in the background is Alexis Beast, rejoining. A bit unsafety there, making contact with Alpha Woes. Now going 3 wide, getting past by absolutely everyone. Haza, Jens, Zimniak getting past. And there's contact between Jens and Zimniak. Jens squeezing the Mercedes off track on under braking for turn 1. Josh Boschman, Robert Harris in pit lane. Unfortunately, oh, is it gonna work? 3 wide into turn 3, that's not gonna work, and Jens getting ghosted, but somehow no one goes around. Jesus was that on the outside, and was Reese on the inside. Almost going 3 wide again, more contact. It's a bit rusty at the moment. He's soon losing out a few positions, now to P6. But he is on the hards, remember, so the others will have the advantage in the opening stages of this race. At the front end we've got Sean and Tolu driving away from the rest of the field. 2 seconds is the gap already to Gold Samurai. Pass a lap of the race for the Red Bull. 106.9. And after Gold Samurai, it's DRS train to the back of the field, down to P18. Here we go then, Alexis Beast on the outside, Lofty Pickle having a look as well. And Gold Samurai staying ahead, but the Red Bull's got the DRS, pulls to the outside and will be ahead going into turn 4 he is. That's Alexis Beast up into P3 and a 1-3 at the moment for Red Bull at the Red Bull Ring. Good start so far for the home constructor. Jesus is on the move up to P8 ahead of Haza and Jens, and Jesus is not within DRS range of his teammate. So he will be under attack as the first penalty has been given out, and it's to Sapphire Reese. 3-second time penalty, and his teammate immediately gets one after as well. Lofty Pickle up at the P4 has got past the McLaren of Gold Samurai. There we see Haza getting past Jesus. Change of lead. Tolu takes the lead. We're going 3 wide almost on this second DRS straight, and Jens is able to get past up into P8. There the others fight it out behind, and going off track is Chetty, losing out position to 10th Cannon, who is trying to fight her way back up into P12 after being down in P17 at the start. So solid progress so far. Now finds herself going wheel to wheel with Reese in the middle sector, but gets the job done eventually. And that's off into the grass is Haza. Lost the car presumably, and into the grass he goes, and out of contention. Sure what's happened there, as Jens gets himself a 3-second penalty as well. Tolu leads on lap 7. Sean right behind, and it's the gap is closing to Lexus Beast, down to 1.4, but Lofty Pickle up the inside into turn 3. Big send, goes a bit too deep, and that's going to be the switchback from Lexus Beast. Could not quite get the traction down though, and we'll have the DRS as change of lead once again. Sean retakes the lead away from Tolu, while his teammate Unisundi gets past the McLaren of Gold Samurai. And it's Zimniak, and then it's a big gap to all these guys. Orion Exotic in P8, over 3 seconds behind. But that's the train you don't want to be in. The rest of them still got a chance of the win or the podium, but without a safety car these guys will not be fighting for any of that. That's a big slide from Exotic coming out of the final corner. That gives the position to Jesus up into P8. Here we go again. Tolu retakes the lead 1 lap after Sean took it back, and Sean's teammate on the move as well. Alexis Beast up into the top 3 again. Will probably be under attack from Lofty Pickle, weaving a bit, trying to indicate that they should work together probably. Try and close the gap to Sean, and that's one way to do it. Lofty Pickle getting ahead of Lexus Beast, but Lexus Beast trying to get the switchback. You don't want to be fighting in this middle part of the track, and the Red Bull eventually slots back in behind. Skoker are now up into P11. And Skoker was usually the one to not get a 3-second time penalty. I think I have never seen him getting a penalty before during the race, so could be a chance to score some good points tonight. He is on the hards as well, but running inside the top 11 so far, doing a pretty good job. Alexis Beast and Lofty Pickle fighting out once again. And this is going to lose them time to the top 2. The yellow flags are out as Alpha Ibo gets squeezed into the wall there by Chetty. Not sure what the intentions were there, but oh, connection issues as well. But the Alpha Ibo fully squeezed onto the grass and straight into the wall by the McLaren. There were yellow flags around earlier already, so did something happen between the two? In turn 3, I wonder, as Alexis Beast 3-second time penalty, and that is gonna hurt his chances of a podium, given that the rest of them don't get a 3-second penalty. Runs wide as well into turn 1. Sean takes the lead once again. Lap 10, and these two are working together. Lexus Beast now getting past Lofty Pickle, who goes off track. That opens the door for Unisundi up into P4. Red Bull Alpine is the top 4 right now after 10 laps. And Zimniak getting past Lofty Pickle as well. And Lexus Beast for the 2nd consecutive lap has had a moment coming out of turn 4. And this time they drop all the way down to P7. But fortunately enough, still within the DRS margin, which is the most important. And Cannon and Jesus going wheel to wheel. Second and third in the championship. Fighting it out for P9. While their rival Sean is out in front in the lead. Into the pit lane goes Chetty. As Tolu regains the lead once again. And the gap has now grown to 2.2 seconds. But that's Zimniak up the inside contact between Unisundi and Lofty Pickle that was. And now Zimniak into the top 3. 2.5 seconds is the gap. If they keep fighting it out like that, gap's only going to grow bigger and bigger. Seeing their chances of the win. Alexis Beast has retired from the session in the final corner. He's in the middle of the track and so lucky to be ghosting out there, because that would have been a massive pileup if that was not the case. But did he clip the inside wall of the final corner? I wonder, because the Red Bull is out of the race and the safety car has been deployed, and that's bad news for Tolu and Sean out in front, because the gap to the rest of the drivers is now gonna be reduced to absolutely nothing. Not great news for the hard runners as well, because you're not gonna make it to the end on mediums. RS Trading is gonna try it regardless. 24 laps though. It's gonna be difficult. Might have to hope for another neutralization, or else we'll have to make an extra pit stop while the rest of them do not. Alexis Beast clearly unhappy with the situation. Not see what happened, but here we go then. Toto into the pit lane, Sean into the pit lane, Zimniak, Unisundi, Lofty Pickle, who gets a 10-second penalty for a collision with Unisundi, so that's not great, is it? Sean onto the hards, the Alpines will have to double stack, unfortunately. And Unisundi onto the softs for an alternative strategy. Comes out right behind the Gold Samurai. Everyone else onto hards, except for our straighting. Gone onto the mediums as he started on hards. And Skokeler, the only one who has stayed out and finds himself leading the race. So red flag, stop the count now, get Skokeler that victory. So well, we have to hope that there's going to be a safety car again later in this race. Otherwise he will lose a lot of time with this decision. And he's pulling into the pit lane, I believe. He is, so that's gonna put him right at the back. Unfortunate timing with the safety car. Still a long way to go in this race. Mediums he goes for 22 laps. So Tolu back into the lead. Ahead of Sean and Zimniak. safety car in this lap at the end of lap 14. We've got 22 laps to go after this one, but we will go back to green flag racing, and Tolu is going to be the one to decide the pace. I love the safety car flashing in the top left. And oh, Tolu went on throttle and then he lifted off again, but now he's going. He is, so Tolu leads the restart on lap 14 onto lap 15. Ahead of Sean, Zimniak, Lofty Pickle, Gold Samurai, Yundi Sundi in P6 on soft. He's gonna be the one to look out for in this stint after the safety car. Already putting the pressure on Gold Samurai, and going the long way around the outside. Gold Samurai not making it very difficult. He knows there's no point in fighting with someone on softs. Lofty Pickle also had a bit of a look on the inside of Zimniak, and it's already created a 1 second margin to Sean and Tolu out in front. A good exit from Lofty Pickle, and Waf tried to go the long way around the outside into turn 6, and he has done that. That's a beautiful move from Lofty Pickle up into P3. That has put Zimniak vulnerable to Yundi Sundi, who is now having a go around the outside of turn 9. That's not a great idea. And he backs off, and Zimniak at the moment struggling on these hards. So Lofty Pickle has already created a 1 second margin. Oh, into the back goes Yundi Sundi. It's a bit of Sean takes the lead of this race ahead of Tolu, and Lofty Pickle now up the inside of the Alpine. Bit of contact, and Tolu gets squeezed a bit. Almost goes off track as Gold Samurai gets a 3 second time penalty. Lofty Pickle now up into P2 in this race. It's an absolute gaggle of cars behind, with Yundi Sundi out in front. Gold Samurai wheel to wheel with Zimniak on the inside. Bit of contact between the two, and Tent Cannon is trying to go for the move up the inside. Exotic round the outside, almost 3 wide into the second sector. Exotic round the outside of Zimniak, and also trying to go round the outside of Tent Cannon. That will be incredible move from the Aston Martin, taking 2 cars in one go. What a move, and up into P6 from Orion Exotic. Zimniak is dropping like an absolute stone down to P9. Disastrous race restart for him at the moment. Lofty Pickle is going for the lead with the help of DRS on the outside and gets past. And Lofty Pickle, new race leader in this race. But he's got that 10 second time penalty, which he will have to serve at his next pit stop or at the end of this race. So that would ruin it for him. Oh, under braking, big moment. Would be the first time that someone loses the win due to a 10 second time penalty. In fact, last week was Sean, although he didn't finish the race on track in first, but was constantly in the fight with Tent Cannon. This time it's Lofty Pickle out in front with a 10 second time penalty. Yundi Sundi in P4, already struggling on the soft, over 2.5 seconds behind his teammate. Yellow flags are out, and Kalu when the V-carb has gone off into the gravel and out of contention. Three-second time penalty for Tent Cannon and Zimniak as Sean goes for the move for the lead once again. On lap 18 he regains the lead of the race, although it's contact between himself and Lofty Pickle. It's all kicking off in the background with 4 or 5 cars trying to go wheel to wheel into one corner, one tight hairpin. And Cannon trying to go around the outside of our straighting. Not able to get the job done. Jesus down right behind him, P11. Then it's Hazard, then it's Simniak down, it's a P13. What is going on with the Mercedes? Fastest lap of the race for Sean. And he gets overtaken by Lofty Pickle again. So they swap around and they have created a 1.3 second gap to Tolu, who seems to be struggling a bit more on the hards. Was able to keep up in the medium stint, but this time on the hards, unable to keep it within DRS range. And Cannon has got ahead of our straighting and is up into P9. Oh, Haas off. And that's not the first time we've seen a V carb off in this part of the track. Last lap or 2 laps ago, his teammate went off, and this time it's Haas off, and it's been quite a difficult day so far for Haas. Second time he's gone off in this race. Down to P16, behind Alpha High Wall. Then Cannon has completely closed the gap to all these drivers in front. See Reese and Yundi Sundi going wheel to wheel into turn 3 on the exit. It's the DRS for Reese, which gets him the position, and Jens is able to get past as well, as does Tent Cannon, almost making it 3 wide. Into turn 4, but spinning out almost on the braking, losing the car completely. Fortunate enough to not go fully around. That's a wake up call for sure, and down to P10. Jesus is able to get the position. And into the pit lane goes Yundi Sundi. Was on the softs for 7 laps. Make that 8. But we'll switch on to probably a set of mediums. Try and make it to the end he does. The mediums go underneath the Alpine, but it's going to be difficult to close the gap when everyone is fighting in a DRS train. Reese and Jens fighting it out. Jens up the inside into turn 4. He's trying to go a long way around the outside. There's contact, and Jens gets a big hit on the side from Reese, and that keeps the Haas in front of the Williams. And our straighting is going to be pulling into the pit lane as well. You have to watch out with Skoker. It's always a bit awkward in this on this track, with cars entering the pit lane and others on the racing line. 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and that's a retirement in pit lane. So not a great day, and it ends after 22 laps. 21. Either way, we've got Sean in the lead again. He's fighting it out with Lofty Pickle, although is he letting Aston Martin pass? I think he is. Or he had a moment coming out of turn 4, but the Pickle back in front. And Todo is in a bit of him in no man's land at the moment. 2.2 behind Sean and 2.3 ahead of Ryan Exotic. Got Gold Samurai for company. And another gap to this group of cars. From P6 down to P10. Then Cannon up the inside into turn 1 and gets past the Williams of Jens, who does get the better exit and is able to retake the position with ease. And Jesus is coming through up the inside of both of them, getting 2 cars in one go up at the P7. Brilliant move from the man third in the championship as they go 3 wide behind Zimniak, with Tent Cannon now up the inside as well, wheel to wheel into turn 4. Tent Cannon on the inside, Zimniak on the outside, which will turn into the inside for the next turn. So Zimniak able to stay in front. Might be able to help out his teammate a little bit. So, fighting in the championship with Tent Cannon, of course. "12 laps to go in this race." Typical leads, but not anymore because Sean retakes that lead for not the first time in this race. Here we go again with these 5 drivers fighting it out. Reese and Jesus getting pushed onto the grass a bit by the Haas, but with the help of DRS and much more top speed, is able to get the job done as Tent Cannon, this time on the outside. So that will turn into the inside for the next turn. And is she going to be able to get the position? Side by side. Zimniak is still there on the outside. Still going wheel to wheel, and Zimniak keeping his foot in on the inside of the turn 9. Tent Cannon round the outside, oh, wheel to wheel once again into the final corner, wheel to wheel once more. Oh, and Zimniak spins off into the wall. Was there contact between the two, or did he just lose it on the curb on the inside? But Zimniak is off into the wall with front wing damage as well. And that is his race pretty much over. As Lofty Pickle retakes the lead of this race. Oh, big crash on the back straight, and that's Chetty and Alfie Wall for the second time in this race. They have collided, and this time it ends both of their races, and the safety car has been deployed as both of them stranded in the middle of the straight. And Chetty and Alfie Wall are out. And crashing out on the straight for the second time in this race, so not sure what's going on between those two, but well, it's created a safety car this time, didn't go last time. A drive-through penalty for Lofty Pickle for speeding on a safety car, 10-second penalty remaining at the pit lane. He is retired from the session. Yeah, could have seen that coming. He could have gotten that 10-second penalty removed. And would still be in contention for the win, but after the drive-through, well, it's pretty much game over, and he straight up retired it. Also, Zimniak has confirmed that he did indeed spin on his own while going wheel to wheel with Tent Cannon, so for the Sauber driver. In that particular case, 10 laps will be left, and it's a bit mixed right now with the tires. Got Sean, Gold Samurai, Exotic, Tent Cannon, and Zimniak all on softs, and the rest of them onto the mediums. Kalu stayed out, but I think he is not driving anymore, so that's his AI then in P3. On the comeback for sure for Ryan Exotic. Up 14 places so far, P19 to P5 so far. So could it be any better? still in a shot on the podium because he's technically driving in P4 with Caleb taking out of the picture. Does have a 3-second time penalty though, while Jesus does not. And as you can see, Skoker without a time penalty, I told you before, he is usually very good with the track limits. And this race has not been any different so far. Still 10 laps to go though. Also the top 2 without a penalty, Sean and Tolu. 3 seconds for Zimniak, Hazard, Tent Cannon, Yundisundi, Exotic and Samurai, and 6 seconds for Kalo, who is not racing, and Jens 12 seconds for Reese, so that's gonna hurt at the end of this race. Entire grid has caught up, so I think that will be safety car in this lap probably at the end of this lap. About to find out. Been a bit of a crazy race already so far. Crazier than Las Vegas indeed last week. Safety car in this lap. There is your confirmation, and this time it's Sean leading the way. Again, decide the pace, but it will be a 9-lap sprint to the end of the race. Hopefully without any other neutralization. And there we go. Back to green flag racing onto lap 28 of this race. And Sean is going to be the one leading the way ahead of Tolu, who is on the mediums. So Sean is going to have the advantage in these first couple of laps. Ryan Exotic immediately on the attack up the inside of Gold Samurai, hits the curb on the inside though, and is forced to stay behind the McLaren, but is going to try to go up the inside into the next turn, turn 3 now. Wheel to wheel as they get past the B-Cup. Oh, that's a moment for Exotic, and has lost out to Jesus up at the P4. Jesus is on the charge on his mediums, and he could be on for a podium. Oh, a bit close to contact with Gold Samurai. If Sapphire Reese was a bit wide coming out of turn 4. Sundy and Tent Cannon fighting it out. Tent Cannon now up the inside, very, very close between the two. Tent Cannon on the outside and gets the job done. She does, up to P7. Good recovery so far. DRS has been enabled. 8 laps to go. And Cannon on the charts gets the position as well, up to P6 now ahead of Reese. And is now looking at the back of Ryan Exotic. And Jesus now is right behind Gold Samurai. On the next straight he might have a chance to get past Sapphire Reese. Oh, there's been a bit of a moment between Sapphire Reese, Tent Cannon and Ryan Exotic. And the latter has lost out to both of them. Exotic down to P7. As Jesus gets the job done up into podium position. Oh, Tent Cannon has spun it! Tent Cannon has spun it coming out of turn 4 and takes Sapphire Reese with her on the exit of turn 4. A bit too eager on throttle, or might have hit the grass, but that's a championship contender. Going round and into the gravel, out of contention with 7 laps to go. That is huge for the championship. And she did catch the grass on the exit. Just one wheel tipping into the grass, and that's good enough to send you around. It's hard braking stuff in this race. While they got a 1-2 last week at Vegas, so did, and this time P13 and a DNS so far. It's not looking very good at the moment. Sean though in the lead, and he could get a massive advantage in the championship after this race, although Jesus is still there in P3. And still without a penalty. If he keeps it that way, he could hold on to this podium. Skokuler, after all of that, is now up to P8. Gain some more positions. 6 laps to go. Sean leads ahead of Tolu as Tent Cannon has gone off again. It's all falling apart. Shouldn't retire in pit lane though, because P13 will still be good enough for 3 points. It's very important points. Oh, contact between Zimniak and Jens, and Zimniak he sent half around. And now on the outside of the Williams, and gets the job done, back into P5. And Skullkiller could very well finish inside the top 5 in this race if he just hangs on to these positions. He's the only one in this group without a penalty. Oh, and that's Kalu into the wall, or did he retire? He did retire on track, unfortunately. So, what you're meant to do, but anyway, no safety car fortunately, so not too big of a deal. But Toto is going to go for the lead on lap 32 of 36, 5 laps to go. Toto takes the lead ahead of Sean, 6 laps so far on these tires, and the mediums might be getting a bit of an advantage during this stage of the race. So could he hold on to that lead and get his first win in F1 Broke Boys? And then it's a big scrap for the rest of the top 10, starting with Jens in P5. And Zimniak now going wheel to wheel with the right Exotic, there's contact, and that's Exotic half around. Zimniak turned in, Exotic was not fully alongside, I believe. Fortunately enough, they both keep pointing in the right direction. But Orion Exotic, well, he said he was on the comeback, but he's dropping down to P10. Zimniak, another moment coming out of the final corner now, down to P10. But contact between the two. Well, what's happened to Sean then? The gap has now grown to 2 seconds to Toto. Are the softs already gone underneath the Red Bull? Or did he make a mistake, because the gap to Jesus is now down to 1.3. And Jesus is on the mediums as well, so this could be crucial for the championship. Yellow flags are out, and that is Gold Samurai is around from P4 in this race. It's all kicking off here in Austria. Absolute chaos in this race. And taking a rather scenic route back onto the circuit. 10-second penalty for exceeding trap limits, the most useless penalty of all time. Gotta love F1 24, this game. Incredible game. Tolu with a pretty comfortable lead with 3 laps to go. Sean is in P2, but he's under pressure from Jesus. 6 tenths, 5 tenths is the gap. And this could turn into a great day for Jesus, as it's Gold Samurai retires in pit lane. Tent Cannon gets a 3-second time penalty, but gains a position up at the P11, which it's going to be 5 points, I think, after all of that. Wheel to wheel, Yundi Sundi and Haza. And Haza up at the B5. Skoker just lurking around. He's got no one behind him. Only 3 drivers in front of him with a penalty. So he could finish in P4 in this race. Absolutely mental stuff for Skoker. Luck was not on his side earlier in this race, but it certainly is now after that second safety car. Great to see. Anyway, we go on to the penultimate lap of this race, 35 of 36. And Toto leads by a comfortable 3 seconds. Could probably even get a time penalty and still win this race. But Jesus is right behind Sean, and I think he's gonna stay behind until the final lap. Just played tactical. Will he go for the move? He does go for the move on this lap. But now he has to create a 1 second margin in this final part of the laps. He actually got a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. I have no idea what's going on. It's absolute carnage. They're fighting it out for P4 now as well. Haza around the outside of Jens. Well, P4 on track, but it will be for P5 as long as Skokiller doesn't get a 3-second penalty. Oh, 3-second penalty for Sean, and that's his P2 gone. Oh, pushing way too hard on these worn out tires. And that's going to be P3 for championship leader, and that he will be losing out points to Jesus in the championship. While Tent Cannon doesn't score much points, Jesus is going to be the highest scorer of all out of the top 3 in the championship. They continue to fight it out for P5, while they all got different types of time penalty. At the moment it's going to be Skokiller, then 3-second penalty for Yundi Sundi, 6 for Haza and 9 for Jens. So in reality it does not really matter how they finish on track with the penalties being applied. And it certainly does not matter to the likes of Tolu in the Alpine coming around the penultimate corner into the final corner, and Tolu is gonna snatch his first ever win in Broke Box as he crosses the line to win the Austrian Grand Prix. Tolu wins in Austria. Jesus coming home in second place after a incredible comeback drive to gain some points in the championship on Sean, who ends up in P3 after starting from pole position. But look at that, Skokiller across the line in P4. Massive result for him and the team. Yundi Sundi in P5. Haza in P6 out of Jens. Ryan Exotic, Simniak, Sapphire Reese in P10. And Tent Cannon will have to do with P11 and last of the finishers. But we'll still bring home a few points. And that is your race then. Been quite a chaotic race. But a great first win for the driver of the race, rightfully so, to Skokiller. I didn't know where he started, but I think it was P16 or something. Up to P4. You'll love to see it. But here's your race winner. Tolu in the Alpine. P12 in the championship currently, but will be jumping up quite a few positions after that one. And Jesus and Sean complete the podium. Jesus from 10th on the grid as well. Massive comeback drive. Fast lap of the race goes to Toto, so maximum points after all. Sean in P3. Skokiller P14 to P4. Unisundi P5. Haza P6. Jens P7. Ryan Exotic in the end only P8. Simniak in P9. And Sapphire Reese on debut with 15 seconds of time penalties. The final spot in the top 10. Tent Cannon will be disappointed after that one. But there's plenty of time to bounce back for the next race, which will be in the streets of Singapore at the Marina Bay Street Circuit for round 9 of the season. That's gonna be next week. But this is all for tonight. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.